Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Hey, Dwayne, welcome home.
Thank you.
Uh, why the Magic? What about this team prompted you to sign here, and how much of it did it have to do with Steve Clifford?
It had a lot to do with Coach Cliff. My first year, I came into the league. Um, he was just an honest guy. Um, I felt that he believed in me. Um, he pushed me to limits that I didn't think I could reach. Um, and I feel like in this business, it's so hard to find, a true coach that believes in you and that truly wants the best for you, truly want to put you in positions to win. My first year in Charlotte, he told me straight up, like, you're going to be a starter one day in this league. You're going to be so good in this league, but you won't play this year. And at first, as a young guy coming in the league, I'm like, man, why won't I play? But as you go through the season and you go along and you start to learn stuff about this business, and you see why. And I just had to wait my turn. I was never a guy that, got in my feelings about anything. I know that, this job is a grind. And the love I have for the game, I can't complain about anything. I have one of the best jobs ever in the world. And to get up every day and just work out, lift weights, take care of my body, I couldn't ask for nothing better. So, coming to Orlando, yeah, it was home, but, 95% of the reason is just I wanted to be coached by Cliff again. I wanted to play with, his staff again. I wanted to, go through and be pushed to limits that I know I can reach, just by having a head coach that believed in me.
Great. Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
I mean, we've seen you have, big moments both at the league level and at the G League level, especially scoring the basketball. In your best moments in your career, what have you had going well for you?
Just be able to play, being able to, play my game. I felt like in Charlotte it was limitations. Definitely, when we switched coaches from Cliff to Coach Borrego, they wanted to play two different ways. And I mean, I never complained about it. I just, adjusted to, the two different ways. So coming back to Cliff, I'm going to have to adjust back to his way of getting to the basket, being able to know I can shoot the mid-range, to know I can shoot the three. But, playing my best ball, I can defend any perimeter guy, and I could score, with the best of scorers. I think guys have seen me score the ball in a numerous of ways and know I can fill up the stat sheet, points wise. But I think a lot of people underestimate my defensive ability and what I can do on the defense end.
There you go. Okay, Jamie Say, WKMG.
Hey, Dwayne, just as you get this new opportunity with the Magic, what are your personal goals, and then what are your goals for the team? What do you want to help the Magic accomplish?
I just want to come in and do whatever I can to help, the team win more games. If I got to come in and guard the best player and try to hold him to below his average, then that's what I want to do. If I got to come in and score the ball to win some games, then that's what I'm going to do. Honestly, I just want to come in, fit in. I don't want to be a guy that comes in and breaks up a great locker room or comes in to argue. I'm a hell of an easy guy to get along with. And a lot of guys, have welcomed me in here with open arms. And I just come in and get my work in every day, try to be the best teammate I can be, the same way I was in Charlotte. And I just want to come in and win. Nothing, nobody could, reach an individual goal if the team can't reach, the team goals. So if we can make it to the playoffs and get deep in the playoffs, and that's the goal. I want to, do whatever I can to make it to the playoffs. I haven't been there yet. And personally, I just want to prove everybody wrong, man. Prove how, a lot of people have made mistakes, thinking other ways about me. Me personally, I know I can play this game. So, I'm just waiting on the opportunity, and I'm going to continue to work. And when my number's called, I'm going to be ready.
Kendra Douglas, West 2.
Hey, Dwayne, do you think you have a little bit of an advantage because you've been with Cliff and you've worked with him before? Do you think coming into this, knowing that it's going to be kind of hit the ground running, with the preseason going into regular season, do you think that kind of gives you an upper hand knowing what he's already kind of expecting out of you and what you could possibly bring to the table?
Definitely. I don't feel like I have an advantage because guys has been here and played with him for the last 2 years, but I definitely know his system a little bit. It's still a lot of the same plays that we had from my first year in Charlotte, but he was just telling me that some of the guys were just telling me that the plays just mean some different things. So right now I got some film on my huddle, and I'm watching the plays. I'm trying to get familiar with it. Come training camp, I want to be, when they throw me in the fire, I just want to fit right in. I don't want to come in just totally lost. I want to come in already knowing some things, knowing how to do that. And those guys are pushing me every day, man. I've been here nonstop every day, just pushing, grinding, trying to, catch up. So when the preseason start, I fit right in. And it's like, I've been here with these guys for the last 2 years as well.
Okay, Josh Cohn, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Dwayne, can you just talk about your friendship with Jonathan Isaac, what it means to be teammates with him again, even though he won't be able to play this season because of his injury?
Yeah, John, I don't know, a great guy, as everyone knows. Man, I remember at Florida State, my second year, his first year, he was just so amazing. Everybody in the organization at Florida State knew he was leaving after his first year. We knew how talented the guy was. He never complained, just worked. And he honestly kind of helped me. Always kept me in check, not saying I was a wild guy, never been a wild guy, but he's always just, had my back. I knew when we was going to war, I could always count on John. He knew when we was going to war, he can always count on me because we both wanted to win. We both wanted to do whatever it took to win. And that second year, that second year at Florida State, that's when we kind of changed the program. We hadn't been to the tournament in 8 years, so we changed that for those guys. And playing with him, knowing he had my back, was amazing. And we just kept the friendship from here on out. We've always talked, even when I was in Charlotte. We've always kept in touch. I just got an invitation for his wedding, so I'm excited about that. And he's just a great friend, man, a great listener, a great speaker. Anytime I have some problems, I can hit up him. And I know in a hurry he will help me out and reach back to me. So,
Jamie Say, WKMG.
Dwayne, just how much is Florida State basketball still rooted in you, and how much have you grown since your days as a Null?
Florida State is always going to be in me. It taught me, how to work hard and keep striving for what you want. Nothing was never given to me. I had to earn all these things. I had to go play at Florida State 2 years, earn getting drafted 40, earn my spot on the Hornets, earn this obviously the Magic seen, some type of potential in me, giving me a second chance in this league. Not a lot of guys, get to sign a second contract, so I'm blessed for that. But Florida State always kept me humble, molded me into the man I am today. I feel like I'm a great representation for every organization. My name has never been in the headlines for nothing negative. Off the court, as well put together as I can be. I love my kids. So when I'm on the court, I work hard and I do what I got to do. So Florida State just helped me with that, honestly. Being around, those coaching staff that's grown, have wives, have kids, so respectful, taught me how to be a respectful man. And anytime I step in the room, just step with confidence and step with, step presentable and be respectful to anybody, because you don't want to, you never know who's in any room. You never know who's watching you. And one little thing can lead into something big. So Florida State just molded me, to always keep my head on the swivel, and always be prepared for any situation. And that's, I feel like that's how I am here today. That's how I'm here today. That's how I carry myself throughout life. And I don't feel like if I would have went to Florida State, then I would have been the player I am today.
Paul Casanova.
Yeah, hi. We know you're a well-rounded player, and knowing that you know Cliff as well as you do, how do you see your role this year on the Magic?
Oh man, I'm just trying to get in where I fit in. Like I said, man, I want to be ready to play when my number is called. Obviously, I want to play, but you know, whatever those guys need me to do. You know, I don't know how the rotations is here because you know I wasn't too much worried about it being in Charlotte. And honestly, I'm just grinding, and we'll see where it takes me. I don't know. Where do you guys think? What do you guys think my role will be?
Okay. Go back to Josh Robbins, the Athletic.
To answer your question, Dwayne, I'm not smart enough to have a reasonable answer. It's not for me to say for sure. I'm curious, what do you think should have happened differently during your final couple years in Charlotte, or how could it have gone better for you?
I don't want to, bash the organization. The organization was great to me. You know, those guys in the front office know I respect them. Those guys in the coaching staff know I respect them. I did my time. I did what I was supposed to do every day. I grinded. I worked hard. But honestly, I just don't think, when the coaches changed from Cliff to Borrega, I just don't think the coaching staff believed in me totally. In this game, you got to have some type of, someone in the front office or the coaching staff to believe in you. And I'm not saying everybody in the organization didn't believe in me, but I did feel like there was a little doubt that I can't be a complete player or, I can't be good in this league. And it showed. I started 10 games. Last year I started the first 10 games. I had some up and down games. We were a young team. Everybody had up and down games. But I played some great games and helped win some games. After coming back from the year before, starting like the last 20, and we ended up, one game out of the playoffs. So it's no doubt in my mind that I can't help a team. I can. But like I said, I just feel like, the organization, multiple people in the organization just didn't believe in me and didn't want to just, give me that fair chance of trying to prove myself and trying to become the player I know I can be.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Dwayne, Steve Clifford spoke very highly of you and the time that he had to coach you in Charlotte. And he also mentioned that you had a really good relationship with Steve Hetzel and Bruce Kreutzer. How much are you looking forward to working with those guys again? And what were some things that you learned, working with those guys in Charlotte?
Man, right now I'm working with those guys, and it's been amazing. Those guys pushed me. They pushed me. I did more conditioning in this last week than maybe I ever did in my life in a week, just because those guys want me to be so ready. And as a player, just, coming into this organization and feeding off everybody energy from the front office to the players to the coaching staff. And it's just so positive. It's just so positive. But they're pushing me to work. That's all I can ask for. That's what motivates me to come in here every day. It's harder when you got to walk into an organization and nobody's motivating you. Everybody's just saying, okay, we're just going to practice and do this. And they motivate some players, but they don't motivate all. But coming in here every day, man, those guys just push me. They're constantly in my ear trying to teach me things. I'm constantly in their ear trying to learn things. I'm constantly, trying to get as much work in as I can just so I can be the best me. And they want me to be the best me. So it's just like coming back here, it's like, it's a blessing because I know those guys are going to push me all season. I know as long as I'm here, they're going to push me and they're going to do tell me whatever it takes to get to where I want to be and to where they want me to be.
Okay, Paul Casanova.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, kind of got lost here for a second. What did you do in the off season to help you get ready, considering that it was such a short time?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that went for you this off season, getting ready?
Honestly, it was a long time for me because I didn't go to the bubble with Charlotte. When I was with Charlotte, we didn't go to the bubble, so it's been a long off season.
That's
but I've
point.
been working. I've been running. I've been working out. Since I've been with the Magic, I've been lifting a lot, trying to catch up on the lift that I didn't do during the off season because I don't really have a lift coach around here when I came back, moved back. So, I just been grinding, trying to, get in my best shape. I feel like basketball wise, I've gotten so much better. And since I've been in here in the last 2 weeks, week and a half, they just pushed me, and I feel like I've already, learned some things that are going to help me during the season. But man, honestly, this whole quarantine, this whole off season, I've been grinding, trying to stay out the way and focus on this ball because like I said, not everybody get a chance to sign a second contract, and not everybody gets a second chance in this league. Talking to the front office, those guys told me my name. I'm a great guy off the court, and that's part of the reason they took me in too. But you just gotta, as well as staying great off the court, I gotta be great on the court when I'm playing. So I've just been grinding and staying out the way.
Jamie Say, WKMG.
Dwayne, just out of curiosity, what are your kids' names and how old are they?
My son is 3. His name is Elias, and my daughter is just about 4 months, and her name is Chanel.
Thank you.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Dwayne, obviously you've been in the same division as the Magic. As somebody who's prepared to go against them, what stood out to you about these Orlando Magic teams, especially the last 2 seasons?
Those guys play hard. They play together. They got great players. They got especially good young players. Me coming in, I'm 25, so I can come in and we can possibly build. I can build with the young guys like Mo, John, Markel, Cole's here now, so I can build with those guys. And then you got great veterans that's been in the league and played in the league a long time, like Vooch, Fournier, Aaron a little, even though Aaron's still young, and then Terrence. So it's a great mixture of young guys and vets, but everybody just has such great energy. So I feel like when everybody gets along, it's much easier to play. And right now those guys have showed me no sign of that they don't get along. These guys are all in. Vets are in here every day as if they're young guys. I've seen vets every day. I've been in here, haven't missed a day. So it's just when you got everybody on board and everybody want the same goal and everybody want to reach the same place, then I feel like, the team is going to do great things during the season. And that's why those guys has been to the playoffs the last 2 years. Like I said, I haven't made the playoffs yet. So coming here, I know that it would be an opportunity to possibly make the playoffs. And, I want to do whatever I can. So, I get here and that I don't mess that up.
Jamie, did you have another question? Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Growing up in Lakeland, who were the NBA players and teams that you rooted for?
Growing up in Lakeland, Tracy McGrady. I ain't really root for no team, but come on, Tracy McGrady was from Arbondale. Amari Stoudemire was from Lake Wells. So, Tracy was like the man. You guys know, he played here and he was tremendous. He was one of the best players to ever play this game. And without injuries, he could have been, one of the greatest ever, because he had everything. Standing at 6'9", he could do everything, shoot it, get to the basket. And I don't model my game after him, but I feel I can do a lot of things that he could do. He could defend, and I feel like I can follow in his footsteps. The last Polk County guy that was here was Tracy McGrady, and I feel like that was a good thing. So hopefully I can follow in his footsteps.
Have you ever gotten a chance to meet him face to face?
Yes, I have. I played in his, I think it was 2 summers ago. He always have a Tracy T-Mac weekend, Tracy McGrady tournament in Polk County in Arbondale, and I played in it like 2 days ago. Like two years ago, sorry. I had Montrezl Harrell on my team, so it was a great event. He was there. I got to meet him, talk to him, and hopefully now that I'm here, I can reach out and, you know, maybe this summer I can get some work in with him.
Okay, are there any more questions for Dwayne? All right, we will send you links for tomorrow, Dwayne.